Joining us from Chicago to talk on the latest in the Russia-Ukraine war is Alek Kasman of Protect Ukraine Now. Welcome, Alek. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, ahead of the possible second round of Istanbul talks, the Russians haven't sent their document yet. Kyiv has done so. How much can be accomplished here if Moscow's views on a potential ceasefire are not known beforehand?
As we discussed a number of times on your show, all these negotiations are not going to be in good faith and unlikely to even happen because Russia's demands are unreasonable. And until Ukraine is in a position of strength to stand its ground, there will not be any results to any peace talks. Yes, Russia didn't provide their demands, but we know what they are. They demand the territory, the 5 regions of Ukraine, but they also most importantly want to seize all assistance from West to Ukraine. They want to halt, so to speak, NATO expansion east. They want to withdraw NATO to withdraw their infrastructure from Eastern Europe. None of those conditions are acceptable by NATO or Ukraine. So again, there will be no results as far as I can tell.
Well, as you've mentioned, some of those requests are public knowledge, even though Kremlin said it will not discuss its memorandum publicly. Among them is an ask for a written pledge from Western leaders not to enlarge NATO further to the east. Do you think this is just a maximalistic request for the sake of negotiations, or maybe a red line for Moscow? And if so, do you think that NATO would even consider ending its open door policy?
Well, number one, we need to consider that it's not NATO that is expanding east. That's former Soviet bloc countries are begging to join NATO because they need protection from Russia. So it's other way around. For Russians, this is an obstacle on their quest to expand west and consume more territories. So obviously they are objecting NATO countries helping their would-be victims. There's a clear conflict here, and there's no solution to a desire of an aggressive regime to continue their quest of consuming more territory.
Well, as the war rages on, Kyiv and its allies are still pushing for the U.S. proposed 30-day ceasefire. How realistic is it to expect a truce following not maybe this round, but some round in the near future of the Istanbul talks? And what would you say that Moscow would ask in return?
I believe the demands of Moscow are already quite known. We talked about it. Again, they're going to request territory they already control, probably with a bonus. They would ask for more. They're going to ask to stop arming Ukraine, and they will request Ukraine to disarm. They will be also demanding that NATO withdraws from other Eastern Europe countries. So again, I don't believe a truce is reasonable, not reasonable, but realistic at this point. I don't think demands that Moscow puts out are consistent with what Ukraine or NATO countries or the United States can accept.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your insights.
Thank you for having me.